This conference will now be recorded.
So today we will do session 8. So now I'm trying to open a database through Putty. So I will put the IPs here, and also I want to store this session. So I will do logging. Mm, it is giving error. Okay, no issues. Mm, so this is my database machine which we created. Okay, so now we had to connect by two ways. First, we can connect without username and password. So SQL plus slash no log. So when you connect like this, you will get no user. Okay, so this is the one way you can connect. Now I'm exists. Now another way we connect SQL plus slash as sysdba, right? Now you say show user, so it is showing sys user, correct guys? Okay, so now today we will discuss about the startup and shutdown. So as we know that there is no line comes when we connect the lines which is say connected to an ideal instance. Okay, so here we can check what is my status. So select open underscore mode from a v dollar database, right? So my database is open in read write mode. Okay, so I want to show you what are the options we have in our database. Many people knows that, but I want to show everything as if consider you guys as a fresher. So that's why I'm telling this. So first thing, we need to we need to start up the database by startup command. Okay, so let me exit again, clear. Now I'm connecting. So see that what line is coming connected to an ideal instance, so it means your database is not up and running. So what you will do, you will, sorry, you will fire startup command. So either you can fire startup command or you can fire startup normal. Sorry, startup. So when we enter this startup command, so first thing it will goes into no mount stage. In no mount stage, your instance is started and SGA is configured, then it will go to mounted stage, then it will go to open stage. Okay, so these are the three stages happen when you start up the database. So first stage is no mount. Okay, second stage is mount, third stage is open. So please let me know what will happen in these stages when we fire start up the database. Typically, we manually install the instance. Okay, so let me tell you guys tell me to start a database. two things should be required. So what are those things? Anyone? What are two things? So two thing is that the database is statistically registered with an Oracle net listener, and your client connected to the database with the sysdba privileges, and the listener creates a dedicated server which can start the database instance. So to start up the things, this should be required. Correct, guys? Or should I repeat? I said that whenever you want to start a database using Oracle Net, so these two conditions must be true. First, database is statistically registered with an Oracle Net listener, and your client is connected to the database with the sysdba privileges. Okay, so these two things must be true, and after that you can start the database. And then before starting the database, in background, listener create a dedicated server process which can start the database instance. Okay, so database will goes to three stages. One is no mount stage. In that, the instance is started, but it is not associated with the database. Okay, then second stage, database mounted, and the instance is started and is associated with the database by reading its control file, but the database is close to user. And then in open stage, actually the instance is started and is associated with an open database, and the data contained in the data file is accessible to authorized user. Okay, clear, guys? So how an instance is started? First, it will search a server parameter file on a platform specific default location. If SP file is not there, then it will search for P file. Okay, and then it will read the parameter file to determine the values of initialization parameters, and then it will allocate the SGA based on the initialization parameter settings, and then it will starts the Oracle background processes. Then it will open the alert log and trace file and writes all explicit parameter setting to the alert log in valid parameter syntax. Okay, so this is the way your instance is started, and that these things happen in this order. Clear, guys? Okay. Now, at this stage, no database is associated with the instance. Okay, so for that we should start up the database in no mount stage. Okay, now how a database is mounted? So for mounting a database to associated the database with this instance, so it reads the names of the database control file which is specified by one initialization parameter. So what is that initialization parameter, guys? DB name. Okay. Control file. Okay. What else? What others? Please respond quickly. See, for control file naming, we required actually control underscore files initialization parameter, and it will open the files. Oracle database reads the control file to find the name of the files and the online redo log files that it will attempt to access when open the database. Am I correct? So in a mounted stage, the database is closed and accessible only to database administrator. And as we know that in mount stage, DBA can do maintenance operations, but this database is not available for normal operations. Okay. Uh, Suppose if you have multiple instance, so you want to mount the same database. So what is the initialization parameter for that? That should be true so that it will mount the database. Tell me. For multiple instance, we required this parameter cluster underscore database. So if cluster underscore database is true for the first instance, then other instance can mount the database. Okay, so that is mounting the things. Now, how a database is open. So any valid user can connect to an open database and access its information, but database administrator opens the database to make it available for general use. So when DBA open the database, so Oracle performs three things. Okay, so what are those three things, guys? Please be on time. Otherwise, actually, I'm not locking the sessions. Okay, so but be sure that you should be logged in before 5 minutes. Yeah, guys, tell me, in Opus stage, three things happen. What are those? Data files open. Okay, here I'm okay. Redo log files are read. Okay, and third one, temp file. Okay. See, first thing it will open the online data file in table spaces, whatever it is there, and can it will open the undo table space. Read my sentence. Then second thing, it will acquire an undo table space. So if multiple undo table space is there, so it will read the parameter which is what parameter it will read that to identify the undo table space, guys. What is the parameter? Quickly answer, guys. Yes, correct. Undo underscore table space. So according to this parameter setting, it will open that undo table space. If suppose this parameter is not set and multiple undo table space is there, then what will happen, guys? If this parameter is not set, and multiple undo table space is there, so what will happen? Then the first available undo table space will be chosen. And the third thing in open stage, it will do open the online redo log files. Okay. So here the thing is mentioned. Uh, it will check the data file and redo log file are synced. If it is not synced, it will give an error and it will show that instance recovery, and a small will perform the instance recovery. So this is the way database is instance is started, and this is the way database is mounted. So you guys, I hope it's clear now. Did you get that? At least reply, guys. Say yes or no. Be active. This is morning time. Okay. Now, next you can start the database specific to particular stage. So how you will reach that way. So you need to first shut down. Okay, so either you can type shutdown immediate or you can type shut, because this is a tool command, so we can use short form. But for SQL command, we cannot use short form. Am I correct? Okay, so clear not work. Okay, so now I'm saying startup no mount. So it will goes into no mount stage. Okay, so here uh, only your instance is started. Clear? Now if you want to go to mount stage, so what command you will use? Alter database mount. Okay, so this is the one way. You will goes to mount stage, and then you say alter database open. Okay, clear? So now your database is open. Correct? Any doubt? Now I'm shutting down. Shut immediate spelling wrong. Okay. Now next thing, I can go directly to mount stage. So how I will go? It's taking time. Okay. Now let me, yeah. Now I say startup mount. So it will start the instance. It will read the control file, and everything will be readed, and your database will be in mount stage. Now you say alter database mount. Clear? Oh, sorry. Alter database open. My bad. So if you say like this, okay. Now tell me, so this is the way we can reach to particular stages by startup command, by alter command, okay, and directly also we can go to mount stage as I said, and also after that you can alter database. And for open stage you don't require to mention startup open. When you say startup, it will automatically no mount and open the database. Clear, guys? Now suppose I want to go back to Mount Stage. Can I go back to Mount Stage? How we go back to Mount Stage? Can we go back to Mount Stage? See, yeah, first tell me this. One is saying yes, one is saying not possible. Need to shut down the first. Okay, great. Yeah, guys, please respond. You are how many? Three, three, six, nine, 13 people is there already. No, we cannot go to Mount Stage. Okay, shut down and go to Mount. Okay, see that. Alter database close. So this command will go back to Mount Stage. Okay, clear. It is taking time actually. And after that, can we again come back to open stage by alter database open command? Another question. Have you done this command in testing? Production, we can't do that. But in testing, anyone did that? If you did that, then why you say no? Yeah, so this is alter. Now can you tell me if this command will work now? Again, we can open the database. Let me show that. See, so what is the error meaning? It means that one instance can be opened once. Okay, if you try to open again, it will give this error. Aura 16196. Clear, guys? So what is that? You need to shut down the database. Clear? Now, another thing is there to restricted the session. So how you can restricted the session? Anyone? Alter database open restrict. Okay. Alter database open restrict. Okay. Sure. Now, what is actually restricting the purpose? Can anyone? What is the purpose of restricting the instance? See, you can start an instance and optionally mount an open database in restricted mode so that the instance is available only for administrative person. No general database user can perform anything. So when you use this mode of instance startup, you must accomplish the one of the following task: perform an export import, perform a data load, temporarily prevent typical user from using data, perform certain migration or upgrade operation. Okay, so we know that all the user who had create session system privileges can connect to open a database. So open a database in restricted mode allows database access only the user with they should have create session and restricted session system privileges. Okay, so only database administrator should have restricted session privileges. So that's why they can connect. Okay, so clear guys? Can you tell me when the instance is in restricted mode, database administrator can access the instance remotely through the Oracle Net Listener? Answer me. Did you get my question? See guys, if you guys are not be active, I will skip the questions and also the things which is related to that question. So it is your uh, bad actually for knowledge sharing. So at least you guys say yes or no quickly. Only local login. What does it mean by local login? Yes, you are correct. So remotely cannot connect only the instance locally from the system that the instance is running actually. So there it can do that, right? So that is the answer of this restricted sessions. Clear, guys? So how you will do that, this restricted sessions? So we had a command startup restrict means you starting a database with startup restrict command means you start your database with the restrict option, so that also a startup option. So now your database is restricted mode. So how you will check that your database is restricted mode? What is the view and column from where you can check that? How you will check whether your okay, logins where, which view? There is a view from v dollar instance, my dear. Okay, so that is the way. Now you want disable the restricted session. So how you can do that? By alter system command. Now again you can check and it will show you allowed. Okay, so this is the way you can start up the restricted session, and also you can disable the restricted session. Now your database is up and running. Now you want to start the database in restricted session. So should I shut down again and then start up restrict command, or any other command we can use for that? Guys, by alter system enable restricted session command, again we do that and it will show you restricted. Okay, so this is the way you can enable and disable in running mode. Okay, clear guys? So this things is clear, you guys? My pace is okay, right? I'm not fast. Okay, so this restricted things is done. Okay, now I need my database should be shut down and start also. So what is the command? In one command, I need to shut down the database and start up again. Startup force. Okay, So when we fire a startup force, so which shutdown option it will perform? Another question in that. Abort, correct. So it's not recommended on production. Don't do that startup force. Do it only when you have no options. Because when you do startup force, it will shut down abort, and in that your data will be loose. So that's why be careful when you are using this startup force command. So in unusual circumstances, you can use this. So you cannot shut down the current instance with shutdown normal, shutdown immediate, and shutdown transactional. So then, and also you have a problem with the starting an instance. So in these situations, you use the startup force command. So in that, it will use the abort things, and it will open the database. Clear, guys? Now opening a database in read-only mode. So what is read-only mode? By default, the database opens in read-write mode, so user can make the changes to the data, generating redo, and storing in the online redo log file. But you had option where you can open the database in read-only mode to prevent data modification by user transaction. So read-only mode restricted database access to read-only transaction which cannot write to data files or which cannot write to online redo log files. But database can perform recovery or operations that change the database state without generating redo. So what you can do in read-only mode, guys, for reporting purpose, okay, only select statement will work in read-only mode, monitoring, okay. Okay, first thing is that data file can be taken offline and online, okay. But you cannot take permanent table space offline, correct? Then offline data files and table space can be recovered, okay? Control file remains available for updates about the state of the database. Temporary table space created with create temporary table space statement are read write, and writing to operating system audit trails, trace files, and alert log files can continue. Clear? Yeah, guys. And what you said, you can use the query for that. So while opening a database in read-only mode, the data files and redo log file on not written, so it does not restrict database recovery or operations that change the database without generating redo that I already said. Okay, so because uh, things which are not affecting the data content that we can perform. So if a query against a database in read-only mode uses temporary table space, for example, to do disk sorting, then the query must have locally managed table space assigned as the default temporary table space. Otherwise, the query will be fail. Okay. So how you will open a database in read-only mode? So there is the command. So what is the command? What should I repeat? Startup read only. Okay. Let first alter database open read only. Okay. So first I want to show you what is the status. So open underscore mode is the column from v dollar database. You can check that. Now here you are saying alter database open read only. So database is already open. So this command will work. So how we do that? Sudhakar is saying startup read only. Okay. So shut immediate startup read only not working. Okay, Uday is saying startup mount and then alter database read only. Yes, you are correct. Okay, so let me do this. Startup mount and then we will say alter database open read only. Okay, then check the query. So see that this is the read only. Now can we go back again to read write mode? How we can go back again read write mode? By alter database open read write command. Can it will work? Now I want to change again to read write mode. So how we will go there? Yeah, it should. Okay, nobody. It will not work because one database open at one time. So what is the option? Only shut down the option. Clear, guys? So this is minor things. Okay, generally we ignore or generally we forget this because we didn't use daily on this purpose. Actually production we can't do startup shutdown like that, but on testing we can do the practice like this so that we can remember in future if suppose we have the situation like this, so we can perform. Am I correct? Okay, so now you say startup. So this startup is done. Now shut down things. Okay, till now everything is clear, guys. I'm going very slow actually. Everything is clear. Okay, thanks for responding. Now database instance shutdown. So when we shut down the database, so we are in the open stage, right? So first what it will do, it will close the database, okay? And it will uh, in close stage, your database will be closed, but control file will open, and in no mount stage control file closed but instance is started, and in shutdown mode only your instance shut down. So this is the way it happens. Clear? So when we shut down, database will close. It means your redo log file and data file will be closed, but database is mounted. And when it goes to the mounted stage to close, then your control file, your instance is started but is no longer associated with the control file of the database, and when you goes to database instance shutdown, then the database instance is no longer started. So this is the way in reverse mode it happens. So if you see these things, let me connect my charger actually. Just a minute. Yeah, guys. So if we say shut down, so we had three options: shut down normal, or you can say shut down. Okay, so no need to type normal. So when you shut down, it will take time on the basis of the user connections and all. So here nothing is happened, so it is shutting down the database. So you can see that first database is closed, that I said, then your database is dismounted, and then in the last your instance shut down. So whatever the things I have said is clear to you guys. So in shutdown mode, a user who has the privileges of two privileges can do the shutdown. What those privileges can do the shutdown, guys? We discussed the privileges, right? Yeah, one is DBA, the other one is sys and system. Sys is not the privileges. Sys DBA is the privileges. Sys is the user. System is the user. Okay, I'm talking about the privileges. Sys DBA, that is correct. Another privileges, sys oper there. So these two privileges can shut down the database. So in shutdown normal mode, uh, it will wait for the current session. Tell me, guys, questions. And another questions, it will wait until it will wait for current session also. Then another thing, it will perform a checkpoint and close open files, right? And can it will permit new user connection. Correct. So when you do shutdown normal, so no new user can connect, but it will wait for current session should be end, and it will wait for current transaction should be end, and it will perform a checkpoint and close open files. perform a checkpoint means it will write the dirty buffers in the data file, and everything data file and do log file will be synced, then it will close, correct? And then another shutdown option is shutdown transactional. Okay, let me start the database again and then I will uh, type shutdown transactional. So when you do shutdown transactional, so new user can connect, yes, no, then it will wait for current session, those who are active but not doing anything, it will wait for those current session, yes, no, my buddy, it will kick out those sessions who are not doing any transaction, and it will wait for the transaction by going on by user, it will wait for the transaction, yes, it will wait for the transaction, okay, and it will perform a checkpoint and it will close the data file and redo log file properly. Clear, guys? Clear the difference? Now start up again. Third one is shutdown option is shutdown immediate. So in shutdown immediate, new user can connect, no, it will wait for the current session, no, it will wait for the current transaction, and no. Okay, so this is the important point. And it will perform a checkpoint and close open files, yes. Okay, so clear the difference between normal, transactional and immediate, guys. Okay, now the last option is shutdown abort. So in shutdown abort, new user can connect, no. It will wait for current transaction, no. It will wait for current session, no. It will perform the checkpoint, no. So this is very risky option. Okay, so what is the command? Shutdown abort. So which one is faster? Abort is the faster. Okay. No, in transactional, immediate, and normal, I'm asking. So when your instance is shut down, so what will happen in the final stage? The SGA ceases to occupy memory and the background process kills. Okay, and in unusual circumstances like shutdown or database, instance may not occur cleanly actually. So memory structure may not be removed from memory. One of the background process may not be terminated. So when startup you can do the database, so it may be failed. So in such a situation, you can force the new instance to start by removing the previous instance things, so then you can start the database. Clear, guys? So there is a parameter actually, dynamic parameter, which we can use to delay the shutdown. So what is that parameter? We call as shutdown timeout actually. So for that we use that parameter. What is that parameter? Or you can say delaying an instance, abort actually, not shutdown timeout. Um, there is a delaying instance abort parameter. So what is that? Do you know that? Okay, instance abort delay time. So this is the parameter specifies the amount of time in second to delay shutting down a database when an error causes the instance to abort. So some error may cause the Oracle database instance to abort. So you can use this parameter to specify the amount of time to delay shutting down the instance. So database administrator can use the delay time to get information about the error and in minimizing problems that can result when an instance abort. Suppose database administrator might use the delay time to get diagnostics, redirect connection using TAF, and flush the buffer cache. So message is returned to the alert log when a delayed abort is initiated. Okay, so but do not set this value too high since the instance is closing because of an error. So some processes or resources might be corrupted or unavailable, which can make complex actions impossible. Okay, so to delay the instance, by default this value is 0, and you can set by alter system set command, like 60 seconds or something like that. So best value is depend upon the database size and activity actually. Okay, so that I can't tell what is the best value. So we should not set too much value for this parameter, so that we can ignore the things actually. Clear, guys? So I think this is the new uh, takeaway from this sessions. I hope many takeaway from uh, today's sessions you get, guys, right? So next thing is we did suspended, right, or not? Okay, we did shut down a board. Okay, now there is uh, there is a things when you put a database only DBA transaction queries, fetches, or PL statement DBA can execute. So what is that state? Means no other non-DBA transaction queries, fetches, or PL sequence are running in this stage. So there is a state actually for that. So if we want to check the state, so there is a uh, sorry, first we start the database. Oh, my bad. I disconnect actually. Sorry guys, just hold on. Okay, no issues, Amit. So here I am starting the database. So before starting, what is the state of that? So there is a queuing. Queuing. Have you heard this word? Quiescing. So, and you say QSESD state. Okay. So in this state, database administrator performs. So like no other user can connect. So how you can place the database in this state by issuing the command of alter database is that okay. So first we check that the status. So here this status is normal. Now you say this command alter system QC restricted, and then you can execute this query. So see that your views value will change. Did you know that, or you are seeing first time? So in this state only the DBA can perform the operations. Okay, so that is another way. So you can use this for DBA activity, but you cannot perform a cold backup when the database is in this state, because Oracle database background process may still perform updates for internal purpose even while the database is in QSIS state. Okay, and the file header of online data file continue to appear to be accessible, so they do not look the same as if a clean shutdown had been performed, but you can still take online backup while the database is in a QSIS state. So again, how you can recover the database to normal operation? So you will say this command and alter system unqueues. There are many ways to pronounce is that okay. So now see that this is the in normal operation. Okay. So active underscore state column. So when you say normal, so it is normal stage. When you seeing Q seeing value, then it means some non-DBA session are still active. When you see QSESD, then no non-DBA sessions are allowed, okay, or active. So these columns has these three values. So I'm posting in your chat box. Okay, so these columns has three values actually. So you can check that. Clear, guys? Now, how can you suspend a database? Yes, we can suspend a database. So the suspend state lets you back up a database without IO interference. So when the database is suspended, all pre-existing IO operations are allowed to complete, and any new database accesses are placed in a queue state. So how you can do that? By alter system resume command and by alter system suspend command. So suspend and resume command you can use. So first check what is the database is active. Okay, database status is active. Now you are saying alter system suspend. So now you check again the view. Now it is showing alter system suspended. Clear, guys? Now you can resume again and you can check this again. So this is suspended things. So the suspend command is not specific to an instance actually. So the suspend and resume command we can issued from different instances. Say it. I will not answer. Next session I will answer if you guys are not able to do that. Okay. So do not use the alter system statement as a substitute for placing a table space in hot backup mode. We know that by alter table space begin backup, we put in hot backup mode. So don't use that time actually. Okay. So this suspend basically halts all the IO to data files, means files header and file data and control files. Clear, guys? Okay, so that's it for the topic of starting and shutting down instances. So we see a lot of things today. So I hope this session is helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, you can ask. I am stopping the recording.